I'm kind of feeling a glossy lip. I've been wearing NYX's Butter Gloss in the shade Ginger Slap. I haven't highlighted. Can I get some help? Hi guys, welcome back. Oh, was that a little too loud? Why am I breathless? Honestly. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as I'm sure you can tell from the title, is going to be a chatty get ready with me. I haven't done one of these for a little while and I kind of felt like talking. I don't feel like there's much need for a long intro, so let's just get into it. What? So I've already moisturised my face with the Simple Rich Moisturiser. All of you might not be able to relate to this, but those of you with natural hair, you know when you've had it out for a little bit and it just kind of sticks out in weird ways? I've got so many bobby pins in my head right now, you wouldn't even believe it. Yeah, so prime. Let's get straight in with the primer, which I don't believe is here. Of course it isn't. Okay, 2 seconds. Back in business. I found this. Today I'm priming with the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Primer. You know, I don't even really know how I feel about this primer. I just use it. I think it makes a difference though, to be fair. I know primers in general make a difference. I just don't know how much I actually like this one, but I just use it. My favourite primer though, the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. I feel like I mentioned that in every other video, but that was genuinely my favourite primer. Even though it made me look casket ready. Auntie Jackie reference there. I literally did look like I was dead when I used it, to be fair. It didn't really matter that it made me look dead because foundation was going on top of it anyway. I always put foundation on my neck, but I'm getting a little bit sick of it because I literally do that all the time because my face and neck are considerably darker than the rest of me, like you can see here. It's so annoying because it transfers to everything. I've got this blue puffer jacket at the moment and I wear it really high up, like it buttons all the way up to my neck, and so you can just imagine what the inside of my coat looks like. It's such a pain. The foundation just gets all over it until even when my face and neck even out a bit, I'll still put foundation under my chin and to about here because I don't want to look like I'm wearing a mask. Do you know what I mean? Just not ideal. I'm not sure how much you can see on camera, but this primer makes me look a bit ashy as well. Like I say, I don't really feel like it matters that much because foundation's going on top. Should we talk about something other than makeup? I feel like when I talk in these videos, I kind of forget the order that I do my makeup in. But I'm going to do my eyebrows next. I can't find my other eyebrow pencil, so I'm going to use this NYX one. It's the NYX eyebrow pencil in espresso. It's the eyebrow powder pencil. I got this pencil for free when I went to the ASOS Go Play event a few months ago. That was so awesome. That was like my first ever event. My friend and I were invited because we're loyal ASOS customers, and that was pretty sick. It was really, really awesome. I like this pencil enough. I think it's pretty good. One thing about this pencil is that I feel like it doesn't last very long. Considering I don't use it that often, it's going down quite quickly. I feel like I have to sharpen it every time I use it because when it's blunt, it doesn't work very well. That's like pencils in general though, but specifically this one, I feel like I can't get away with using it when it's on the blunter side, so I have to sharpen it quite frequently. I can't really talk and do my eyebrows, so I'll probably just speed this bit up. Put Dua Lipa back on. Eyebrows always look a little bit mad until I go around with concealer because I don't do them anymore. I don't get them threaded. I kind of want to learn how to thread them myself. In the past when I would get them threaded, they were too thin. This is my natural eyebrow. I don't really have, it's not that much to it, and I don't feel like I can afford to just lose eyebrow hairs like that. I was thinking about this the other day. I do my eyebrows differently every single time I do them. I don't know, I feel like a thinner brow suits me, but then I feel like a thicker brow isn't terrible either. Let me turn my music back on. Bit of an old music kick lately. I was listening to this song by Blue yesterday. I haven't heard it in a long time and it just took me back to when I was like 8 or something. Hold on, I'll play a snippet. Does anyone remember this song? Oh, remember this song, guys? The chorus. Here we go. You make me wanna love, you make me wanna fall, you make me wanna surrender my soul. That's enough of that. Bye Blue. Another old song that I rediscovered yesterday. I feel like you won't remember this song unless you were born in the early to mid 90s. Alright. Anyone remember this song? If you actually listen to the lyrics, this song's a bit weird. Wait for the chorus. Wait, I already am. I could have been in a boy band. That song's really weird when you actually listen to the lyrics. If I was invisible, then I could just watch you in your room. That's weird. I was singing those lyrics with passion though. Oh gosh, okay, these eyebrows look a little bit mental. I'm gonna try and save them. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer in Toffee. Look at my story of my life. I'm graduating uni, God willing, touch wood, this coming July. I feel like I'm equal parts. No, maybe not quite equal parts. I'm slightly more excited than I am terrified, but don't get me wrong, I'm definitely terrified. I'm gonna be out of education for the first time since I was 5, and that's crazy to me. But at the same time, I'm excited because I feel like I'm moving forwards and I'm doing what I need to do, but that doesn't make it less scary. I'm gonna be a graduate, you know? 4 years later, because I did a 4-year course rather than a 3-year course, I'm gonna be a graduate. And I just saying that is a bit mad, you know? I knew quite a few people who did 3-year courses, so they all graduated last year, you know, some of my friends and just some people that I know. And it's a bit mad because I feel like I've been given almost a false, oh my gosh, my list makes it hard to say false. Sometimes like it doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. I feel like I've almost been given a false perception of life after graduation, because you see a ton of statistics of how hard it is to find work after you graduate because it's so competitive. The people I know, and this isn't to say that they work harder than, you know, other graduates out there, but the people I know have all got jobs and they're all working in the fields that they want to be working in, be it, you know, like a full-time paid job or an internship or something. They're all doing well, and I feel like that's almost not like blinded me to the struggles that you can experience after uni, but I do think it's kind of painted a slightly false picture. I hope that that is also gonna be my portion, you know, leaving uni and managing to find work that's relevant to my degree, because I did a psychology degree. I've been looking for, you know, a few months now, been applying for things, putting myself out there, you know, by rights, doing what I need to do and things. Everything has gotten very real recently. Life doesn't wait for anyone. I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately that's kind of depressing in terms of like my generation, millennials and that. Like on Snapchat, the articles that pop up now, I feel like I'm one of the last people in the world to get the new Snapchat update. It's not even a new update at this point, because I had an older phone. It didn't update automatically and everybody was complaining about the update, so I just never updated it. I've got a new phone now and it automatically has the update. You know what, this isn't strictly relevant to the story, but this is a Chatty get ready with me, so what are you gonna do? I've been looking at some of the stuff on there that comes up. I can't remember who wrote the article. Do they look a little bit more similar now? I don't even know. They don't, you know, they don't. This one looks a little bit stronger than this one. And the shapes are just not even... Ay caramba. See, I can't talk and do my eyebrows, otherwise this is what happens. Anyway, I was looking at an article in there and it was basically saying that millennials are going... Like, it's not stuff that we didn't know, but basically it's like a reminder that millennials are going to have it a lot harder than their parents to get on the property ladder and things like that. Oh, good gosh. You know when you're just making a bad thing worse? I feel like that's what's happening here. Since then, you know, in the like 80s and 90s, house prices have just skyrocketed and they're... What is going on? I'm going to have to just try and soften this one because I don't think it can be redeemed. Yeah, house prices have just skyrocketed. I'm paraphrasing really because I don't remember exactly what was said, but essentially we won't be able to leave home as soon as we would like to, and as a result we're kind of in a space of like suspended childhood. We won't really be feeling like adults until we're like in our 40s or something, and as a result we'll essentially be starting adult life later than our parents did in terms of getting homes and like starting families and stuff. My generation is more likely to have kids in the late 30s and early 40s because we won't be able to afford them sooner than that, apparently, statistically. It's just a bit like depressing. I personally will be home for a few years yet because I don't have any money, so where am I going? And even if I did, I'm not necessarily in a rush to move out because if I can, I want to avoid renting and I kind of just want to save for a mortgage. It's kind of what I want to do. Okay, see, I don't know. These brows are just not really doing it for me, but it's okay. So there's that, you know, food for thought. I'm debating whether I should colour correct or not. I think I will. I used to cover my colour corrector with this concealer here, this Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer by NYX in the shade Nutmeg. I've not really been doing that lately. I think the foundation I'm currently using, the Maybelline Fit Me, didn't see that, there it is. I feel like it doesn't necessarily require me to cover the colour corrector. Previously I found that if I didn't, the colour corrector would show through, but I'm not really finding it that much of an issue lately. I used to colour correct my entire face as well because of my hyperpigmentation. I think I would just take it a little bit too far, really. If I look, I feel like the pigmentation is kind of concentrated around my eye here, on my nose, but I've already covered that, on my cheek, and then obviously you can clearly see like my neck, like the difference between my neck and my décolletage, if I pronounce that correctly. You can see the colour difference there, and then my eyelids are darker than the rest of me, but I'm not really trying to lighten my eyelids because I'm just not playing that game. Also, I think one day I was just running out of time, so I just skipped that step and I realised it wasn't catastrophic, so I just kind of haven't really been doing it since then. This colour corrector is great though. I think it really changes the game for me, because before, when I would wear foundation, like this part of my face in particular, like right here, I feel like you could visibly see that it was lighter than the rest of my face, even through my foundation. So the discovery of colour corrector really changed the game for me. I've been looking at what I want to wear for my graduation. I feel like I might go for a jumpsuit. I think that would look pretty cool with the gown and the cap. Cap and gown is usually the way around that people say that. I'm so excited. I feel like, you know, standing up there after the past 4 years of hard work, I feel like it's going to feel amazing that I made it through the last 4 years, receiving that diploma and just having that day with my family. I'm really looking forward to it. But then the whole life after graduation thing kicks in. And as much as I don't know anybody really that struggled immensely with finding work after graduation, I have seen things on like Twitter, post-graduation depression and things like that. I'm not blind to it, but I don't want to. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm not trying to be naive, but I'm trying to stay positive and hope that that's not my portion. Like, I'm not just hoping, I'm actively doing things. I really do hope that that won't be my story, because it's hard out there, man. Hard out there. Some of the fields that people are going into are just incredibly competitive, and life just gets so real after uni, because uni ultimately is just a bubble. It's not real life. It's kind of like school in that sense. You don't really realize, I suppose, until you're out of it. I did a 4-year, how many times have I said I did a 4-year course? But my course included a placement year, so when I was working on a placement I was commuting, and I was out of uni for a few months because I did 2 placements, and I feel like that gave me a taste of what's to come work-wise, like, because I was part of the workforce for a little bit. You know, that has nothing to do with jobs being competitive, but that oh right, I was talking about the world, uni being a bubble. I was out of the uni bubble for a bit. It was new to me really, because before then I'd done work experience and stuff. I hadn't really properly commuted to a job every day. Yeah, I felt like a real adult in that moment. I had my colleagues and we'd go out for drinks and stuff, and I felt like I was in the adult world, and I feel like I'm about to be plunged back into that, basically. Not like going out for drinks and whatever, but it's exciting but also terrifying. My foundation is the Fit Me Maybelline New York matte and poreless version. Basically, I'm gonna go back to having a normal sort of timetable, waking up at a normal time, you know. No more lectures, no more student nights out, no more student discount. Normal life, no more halls. The only thing I'm gonna miss from halls is my room, having my own bathroom and that. I'm not gonna miss the kitchen. The kitchen can get gross because there's 9 other people. Sharing a kitchen has not been the highlight of my life. For 2 of my 4 years I lived in a house with my friends, but then they went and graduated, so I had to go back on campus. And to be honest, going back on campus for my final year I feel like just made sense for me, because then I can just go to the library whenever I want, stay there. Not that I couldn't before, but it takes less effort to get to the library and just stay there, you know, all the hours God sent. And then I just have to walk across campus to get back to my halls, rather than, you know, waiting for a bus. Honestly, my experience of living in halls this year is way better than my experience in first year. that was something else. I've forgotten to do my eyeshadow because the ones I'm gonna use have terrible fallout. See, this is why I can't talk and do things. I just don't pay proper attention. Another thing that I saw in one of those Snapchat articles about well, slightly younger than me actually, either 12% or 21% of 14 to 21 year olds are already saving for retirement. It was a bit of a shock to me, but also not at the same time, because obviously by the time my generation is older, the retirement age is going to be higher than what it is now, and I can't even really remember what it is now. I feel like it's 63 or 64, but by the time I'm even close to that age, I think it's going to be closer to 70, which is crazy. Who wants to be working a 9 to 5 at that age? But I think there's an eyelash in my eye. By that point, you would have been working near enough your whole life. I can totally understand why people are saving now, because that is not the goal. I don't know what I want to save for first. I think for me right now, I don't know what I'm saving for right now, but I'm trying to save at the same time. I'm just trying to save generally right now. I haven't necessarily decided what it's for, but I just want to have some savings to fall back on in case of, you know, whatever. Planning for a rainy day and all that. I don't want to take my foundation all the way down, but when I wear jumpers like this, I get a bit more conscious of the colour difference. I didn't colour correct this far down. I think rather than adding more foundation, I'll just use what's on the brush. If anything, I'm more likely to save for the down payment for a flat or something rather than my retirement just now, considering I don't even have a job. Very adult things that you have to think about at this age. I feel like that made no difference. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to add more. I've actually started using another Ordinary product. I don't know how to pronounce it. By the time I do a review video for it though, I'll have figured out how to pronounce it. I'll write the name on the screen because I'm sure I'm about to butcher the pronunciation. But it's the Ordinary Alpha Lipoic Acid 5%. It's meant to target the signs of age and brighten the skin. Everybody has signs of age, you know, to some degree, just from being alive. I didn't buy it for the anti-aging properties. For me, that's an added bonus, but I bought it because of the brightening properties, and I am trying to even out my skin tone. I can't remember how much that is, but I'll give all the proper information and like extra details and stuff in a review video. So I say extra details, but have I really given you any details right now? But just if you want to find out about that, just look out for the review video. But I literally only just started using it as of filming this yesterday. So it's going to be a while because I want to use it for a little bit and formulate a proper opinion before I let you know what I think. Before I do my concealer and my powder and everything else, I'm going to do my eyeshadow. This video is a bit of a shambles. I feel like my Chatty get ready with me's always are. I say always, I've only done this is only my third one. I'm gonna be using the Makeup Revolution Soph palette. I think it's fair to say this is my favourite palette right now. I just think it's so bomb. Hold on, let me show you without blinding you with the mirror. Look at it. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. This was £10 at Superdrug. It's still available now, so if you want it, I would get it if I were you, especially if you're a student and you have an NUS card, because then you'll get 10% off and it will be £9 rather than 10. Not a massive saving, but every little helps out here. We need to all save our coins for deposits, so save your money whilst looking kind of fly at the same time. I think this palette is so bomb, and if you don't know, Soph is a YouTuber. Her name is Soph, but her channel is called Soph Does Nails, but she doesn't really do nails that much anymore. This eyeshadow brush is not clean. I don't have anything about to clean it with, and I don't really want to get up. I'm gonna have to get up. 1 second. Back again. Filming this video is like my way of taking a break from revision. I feel like that's all I do nowadays. I don't mind it so much because I want to know that I've done all I can do by the time I find out what grade I get at the end of this. But it's a bit long, you know. It's waking up, revising, going to bed, waking up, revising. It's the same thing every day. I'm not gonna miss that part of being in education. I mean, I love to learn. You never stop learning though, whether you're in education or not. I don't even know what eyeshadow look I'm doing today, you know. I think I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna go in with Cup of Tea. This is Cup of Tea right here. The thing with this palette is that I do get fallout from it. I do it this way around anyway, but I tend to do my eyeshadow first so that I can just sweep it off my cheeks, because I don't bake or anything, so I don't have that to protect my under eye. You know what, I also didn't prime my eyelids. I barely got any eyeshadow on my eye just then, so I'm gonna just put a little bit of concealer on quickly. All right, now we have a bit of a base going. I'm gonna go in, like I said, with cup of tea? Yeah, cup of tea. I don't know. What are we thinking? Pink? Pink and red? Yeah, maybe, sure, let's try that. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with pumpkin, this one here. I'll put that in the here. This is why I don't talk in my makeup videos. Don't have a clue what I'm saying. What I really want to try doing is a sunset eye. I might be able to pull that off with this palette. There's no yellow shadow in here and I don't have one in a separate palette. I don't think you strictly need a yellow shadow for a sunset eye. I mean, I think it would look good if you did have one, but I don't think it would be a deal breaker without one. I'm going to, because I haven't right now. When I don't powder, it really settles in my dimples. I've taken pumpkin out a little bit further than I thought I would. I've basically taken it across my whole eye. As much as I love this palette, I feel like some of the colours on their own almost look a bit chalky. I feel like once they're blended into other colours, they look a lot better. So that's pumpkin on the eyes. I'm gonna go in with Danger. I'll put that on the centre and take it out a bit and then layer a bit of brown on top. We're gonna see what happens with that. I feel like Danger is one of my favourite colours. Looking at the palette, it's definitely one of my most used. Not too bad, eh? Not too bad. Okay, I feel like we're going in the right kind of direction with this. Let's talk TV shows. I've gotten back into Grey's Anatomy recently. I'm on series 3, so yeah, I'm quite behind. For those of you who are up to date and like on season 14, no spoilers. If anyone spoils, blocked. No one comments anyway. But if anyone was to comment a spoiler, blocked, mate. I do know a few things about what happens in later seasons. I don't want that to encourage you to, you know, just go throwing spoilers out left, right and centre. We need to add a little bit of darkness. I don't think I want to go for the black. I think I'll stick to the original plan and go in with brown. For some reason, I start shows, enjoy the shows, but never really finish them. Like 13 Reasons Why, for example. I enjoyed that series, but I haven't seen the last 2 episodes. The Handmaid's Tale, I enjoyed that series, but I haven't seen the last 3 or 4 episodes. Empire, I enjoyed series 1. Well, what I saw of series 1, I saw maybe like 3 or 4 episodes and then I fell behind and I just never caught up, and that was 2 or 3 years ago. And I don't know if I'm that inspired to catch up on Empire anymore. I feel like it might have fallen off a little bit. How to Get Away with Murder, haven't even started that. I watch too many shows, like Hollyoaks, for example. Do you know how behind I am in Hollyoaks? I'm about a year, maybe 15 months. Maybe about 15 months behind in Hollyoaks. I'm never gonna catch up on that, but I haven't watched it because I'm behind. I think I'm gonna have to just jump back into it, because when am I gonna catch up? Never. I'm gonna go in with the brown now to add some depth. There's 3 browns really, but that one's a bit too icy. What's that one called? Pug. Pug is a bit too cool. So I'm gonna go in with Rosewood. This is Rosewood down here. Gonna go in with that on the outer crease. Is that what that's called? The outer corner. Yeah. My eyes are really small. I feel like I have enough lid space to get creative, but sometimes I see some of the girls on Instagram and they just seem to have so much eyelid space. That's such a weird thing to say, but I'm envious of that, because I feel like sometimes my eyeshadow just, maybe it's just my lack of skill, I don't know. I feel like sometimes my eyeshadow just isn't as like, pow, as I want it to be, you know? But what can I do about it? I can't really make my eyelids bigger than they are, so I gotta work with what I have. Gotta be, you know, a glass half full kind of girl. See, that makes a difference, doesn't it? That brown there. Wise choice, I think. My nose is itching. Hay fever season is in full effect. I think I've had hay fever my whole life. I don't really see it going away anytime soon. Some people just suddenly don't have it anymore, and I hope I'm one of those people, but I don't know. Because I have the trifecta. I have hay fever, asthma, and eczema. There we go. Forgot for a hot minute. My eczema is actually a lot better now than it was when I was younger. I feel like I might not even really have it that much anymore. I get it on my lips from time to time, but other than that, definitely not as much as I used to. I think I took the brown a little too high. Okay, so Story of my life. I ran out of recording space, so I've had to switch devices. Yeah, so hay fever season. I don't really remember what I was saying exactly. Hay fever season, you know, it's back. It's in full effect. It's annoying, it's long. And I was also saying that I think I took this brown a little bit higher than I did on the other eye. I'm trying to balance it out, but I don't really know if it's working. I feel like you can see a bit more brightness, a bit more of the red and orange on this side than this side. Yeah, I'm not a pro. I'm barely self-taught. Let's just call it a day. Should I put some glitter in the center or just in the tear duct? You can't tell me. I think Festive Flame or Copper Coin make the most sense. So this one is Festive Flame and this one is Copper Coin. I need to make a decision before I run out of storage space again. Let's go with Festive Flame. How's that look? I think maybe I should have gone with Copper Coin, you know. I think if I practice this look a little bit more, it could look pretty good. I'm going with concealer now. I think I'm actually running low. This is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. If I can get the stopper out, I think I can get to a little bit more of the product, but that definitely looks like it's running out. Rather than use two different concealers, I'm just going to go in with the LA Girl Toffee Concealer again under my eyes. This was my go-to for the longest time. This NYX one is definitely pipping it to the post for me lately. I think the colours are fairly similar, but this one might be a little bit, the NYX one might be a little bit deeper. I just find that if I'm rushing, the NYX one is better because it takes a little bit less work, I find, to blend, whereas this one takes more work than I had realised initially. I prefer the applicator. This one also spits at you. I prefer the applicator of the... Can you relax? Of the NYX one. This is 8 grams, 0.28 fluid ounces. This is 3 grams, 0.11 fluid ounces. You get more product in this one. I don't know how many books behind I am. That grammar sounds off, but let's roll with it. I don't know how behind I am on my book challenge. I was reading this book by Joanna Trollope, 3 Men and a Lady. No, that's not it. I'm thinking of that film with Tom Selleck and Ted Danson. But no, it wasn't that. It was The Men and the Girls, or The Men and the Women. Whatever the name of the book is, I'll put it on the screen. Okay, so that book and Final Year Stress is what's just thrown my challenge, thrown it out of whack. That book was one of the worst books ever. It wasn't written that long ago, but I guess times have changed a lot. I want to say it was written in like 1991. It was just filled with racism. I feel like nothing even really happened in it either. I mean, stuff happened, but it just sucked. It was such a drag to read, and I feel like that it just demotivated me. It took me weeks to finish that terrible book. I've been listening to audiobooks a lot more lately because I've been so busy with revision. I've not really had as much time to just sit and read. When I'm done revising, I just go to sleep. So what I've been doing now is listening to audiobooks whilst twisting my hair, because that's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone for me. I just recently was listening to Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. It was funny. It was so funny. It was a very good book. It's kind of like a female version of Lord of the Flies. It's basically about beauty queens whose plane crashes on an island, and essentially just what happens next, you know, how they survive, things that they come up against. There's pirates involved at one stage. It was a good read. I think it was especially interesting to listen to because Libba Bray herself narrates it. She does a different voice for all the characters, so it makes it more of an immersive experience. I think listening to that definitely reignited my interest in audiobooks. The fact is, as you get older, you just don't have as much time to read. I love reading though, I'll never give it up. Listening to audiobooks is definitely a good way to get more reading. Oh dear. A good way to get more reading done. I do like this concealer, you know. Definitely more brightening than the NYX one. This eye just keeps on watering. I was actually thinking about it the other day and I was wondering if there was any kind of surgery I could have to make my eyes stop watering. And then I really thought about it and I was like, am I really thinking about having surgery on my eyes that work pretty well? I wear glasses and everything, but they do their job. I'm thinking of getting surgery to stop my eyes watering. What kind of madness was that? Essentially risking my sight because my eyes drip a bit. Sometimes I feel like we all just make mountains out of molehills. It's annoying that my eye waters, but I can see, you know, I've got my vision. Why tamper with that? I feel like this always goes a little bit askew. Look at that. That's so off center. What are you gonna do, man? I feel like I'm getting a bit tired now. I've been doing this for ages. I've been filming for over an hour. By the way, this is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder in the shade Mahogany. This is a neutral coloured powder. I'm still trying to figure out my undertones. I think they might be red, but I'm not 100% sure. I just know that this powder works for me. I got it a little while ago, I just haven't opened it, but I bought the Ordinary foundation in the shade 3.2R, which is for people with red undertones. I tested it out, or rather it was tested out on me at that ASOS Go Play event a few months back, closer to a year now. Wow, closer to a year since I went to that. It was last summer. It was tried out on me then, and I liked it. What is that? That's that concealer in it. I'm just now noticing that. Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted by myself, I tried it out then. I haven't opened it. Anyway, point of a long story is that it's got red undertones. And I think, to be fair, my Maybelline Fit Me one has red undertones. And I think that's a pretty decent match. Like, you know, all things considered, I think it matches me pretty well. This is just a mess. I haven't done my mascara. My mascara is the CoverGirl Super Sizer Mascara. To be honest, I think I've had this open a little bit too long. It might be time to change it. I say I think. What I mean to say is I know I've had it open for a little bit too long. I'm gonna skip out on the eyeliner because I've been filming for 10 years. One thing about me is that my eyelashes are super short. They're very curly though. On nights out, I try and wear fake eyelashes because in pictures and stuff, I feel like my eye makeup just doesn't look as good as it would with fake eyelashes. On a day-to-day basis, I'm not trying to apply fake eyelashes. But when I'm going out and we're going to take pictures, when I'm going out, gotta make the effort. You can notice the difference, like with mascara, without mascara. But in pictures, I would say I need the eyelashes, but I like what the eyelashes bring to the table. I've been kind of struggling with my fake eyelashes lately because I've switched lash glues because my Revlon lash glue was old and I needed to throw that away. It was my favourite because it just works so seamlessly for me. I was holding on to it because it had been discontinued and I just wasn't ready to say goodbye. The day came, it's gone now, and I'm currently using the Duo Lash Glue. The Revlon Precision Lash Glue had a brush applicator and I like that method, but the Duo one doesn't. It's just a tube that you like squeeze out. Oh, I've actually got it right here. It's this kind of tube that you squeeze out and it's just a mess. One of my friends told me to just try putting it on the back of my hand and that should make a difference. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to. By now I'm sure you've seen the viral eyelash hack thing that was going around, but I want to try that because I have a pair of Ardell lashes that look a little bit fake. They're not demi-wispies. I don't actually know what style they are. I think they're glamour or natural or something. I got them in a hair shop. I'm gonna try brushing those out and see if that makes a difference. Oh, I've been talking for so long, I'm getting raspy. What should we do for lips? This is Colourpop's 2 Lips. I don't know, kind of feeling a glossy lip. I've been wearing NYX's Butter Gloss in the shade Ginger Slap. I've been wearing NYX's Butter Gloss in the shade Ginger Snap for quite a while. Not quite a while, quite a lot recently. I haven't highlighted. Can I get some help? Right, so I'm gonna go in with my trusty Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette from Sleek in Dark. I'm gonna be using this shade right here. I've had this a long ass time as well. It's 24 months. I've had this over 2 years. With products that go on the eyes, I'm gonna try and be a bit more aware of how long I've had them because I don't want to risk eye infections. But I feel like with face products, if it smells fine and it looks fine, I'm gonna keep using it because it wasn't free. You know what I mean? Go the other side. That was fairly painless. Back to the lips. A brown lip would work with this. A glossy lip could look quite cool. I feel like if I was wearing fake eyelashes, a bolder lip would work better. I don't know if that logic makes sense to you, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking. You know, I think I'm just gonna go with the lip gloss if I can find it. Oh, there it is. So this is it, the NYX Butter Gloss. This is one of my favorites. I'm running out of it. It's quite small. It's only 0.27 fluid ounces. Let me set my face, or not. My setting spray is not here. I'll use my Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara to set my eyebrows. I think we're done. Let me just put my hair back. Where is that bobby pin? There we go. Yeah, I think it might be time to retwist this. I think it also might be time for a trim. I've never had my hair, my natural hair, professionally trimmed, and I've been natural 5 years in September. No, wait. What year is it? No, yeah. 5 years in September. I think that's the end of this video. Right, guys. That's the end of this chatty get ready with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too rambly. If you did happen to enjoy this video, I will link one of my past chatty get ready with me's on the screen, or I'll just put a playlist, and then of course there'll be a button to subscribe, so click that if you wish. And there'll also be a button to my most recent video and a best for viewer video. A video that YouTube thinks that you will enjoy will also be linked on the screen. Nothing else to really say. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Like, I've got this blue cuffer. Especially? That's not a word. Alright, so today I'm going to be priming with the Rimmel London. Am I in focus? I'm never in focus half the time.
Don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling 'cause he's drunk and alone.